Hello, friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up if you want. Today we're diving into a new subreddit. It's a relatively small subreddit. It doesn't even have 6,000 subscribers. This is r/StoriesAboutIdiots, which might be similar to r/stories about Kevin's, and maybe they just don't know that Kevin is a thing, but I'm not going to judge these people too harshly. They have written some rather short stories, so we're going to cram about 6 into this video. We'll start with the biggest, most beefiest one to get that viewer retention up, but then after that, it's basically just a paragraph or two, but I hope that we'll still find some enjoyment in it. This is not a test. I mean, it is a test, but we'll just have to see how it goes. Like I mentioned very often, we are live streaming this whole thing over on Twitch. If you'd like to come and say hello to me live, I'd appreciate that. Let's go ahead, we'll get some other plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some of this r/stories about idiots cringe. "40 hours in a day." Yeah, I wish. You know how much stuff I could get done 40 hours in a day? I can sleep for 12 hours and not even feel guilty about it. I'm still like, oh yeah, I'm still good, man. If only the world worked in the way that this dude apparently thinks that it does. For context and references, I've worked in both settings where idiots and a-holes tend to be pretty common. Food service and retail. Oh, that's like the first and second level of hell, I'm pretty sure. However, shockingly, the dumbest person that I have ever met, at least up to this date, was someone that I met while working the desk of a university library. Well, I guess that's a good thing. If anybody needs to be at university, it's that dude. First, we'll start out slow. How many hours are there in a day? 40. Okay. How many hours do you work in a week? Also 40. Yeah, see the problem here? He was a 24-year-old senior business major who was still living at home with his parents and working a manual labor job. Yeah, I think he's probably going to be doing manual labor for a long time. Hey, go stack those rocks, son. Not to dunk on him or anything, but come on, man. He's like, I worked a 3-day work week. You got to pay me for 120 hours. No, that's not how it works, boy. Finish stacking the rocks and I'll explain it to you. All of that is understandable. I mean, especially in this economy. Why I'm sharing these things specifically will make more sense quite soon. In addition to all of these things, he was also clearly hitting on me. I don't know how my lesbian vibes and I'm gay didn't reach him, but they didn't. We'll call this dude James. I mean, he's sort of dense, but also he's shooting his shot. You should just like outright tell him, hey, that's making me uncomfortable because I'm not attracted to your gender. Let's move forward amicably. Maybe she did try it. I don't know. I've dealt with people trying to hit on me before, and since no doesn't seem to work, my usual method is to be as boring, inattentive, and absent as possible. At your job? I think just a hard conversation's the way to do it. Rip the Band-Aid off, you know what I mean? But this was a special case, because James knew where I worked, and we both had class together 3 times a week. I couldn't avoid him if I tried, and I definitely tried. Yeah, 3 times a week for 40 hours. Almost every single day, James would come in during my shifts. Yeah, he figured out which shifts I did and didn't work fairly quickly. Well, there's some sun shining through or something. He figured that out all by himself. Maybe he is capable of breathing unassisted. He would walk up to the desk where I was usually actively attempting to work on something, and he would just talk for like half an hour minimum. Obviously, this was a massive issue at work. He would be passive aggressive towards other patrons that needed my assistance. He would sulk when my boss asked me to complete a task, and he refused to allow me to get any of my homework done, which was part of my work study. Yeah, this guy is just a nuisance, honestly. If you don't want to confront him directly, maybe go to the boss about it and be like, look, I'm really being distracted. Can we assist him in leaving and not coming back? There's also an issue where I can't leave the desk, nor can I be outright rude, so I'm borderline trapped. Not only would he come and talk to me, but James would also bother the other staff members when I was busy or not on duty. At one point, the reference librarian sat with him while he talked for multiple hours, and nobody was very happy about this arrangement. Okay, but I just don't really get it. Why does nobody tell him off? You'd rather sit here and endure a conversation for hours that you aren't even the least bit interested in than have a 10-minute conversation, either with him or with campus security to have him removed. I understand social contract, etc., but he is violating it, so I am going to violate it right back. This is always one of the saddest things to see. I do sort of understand it in a way. There are many girls working retail jobs and they have creeps come in and just assume that because this woman was nice to them that they just have full authority to do whatever the hell they want, waste the majority of their day. And it's not okay. And that is why I suggest, yeah, hey, campus security, this guy, he's loitering. He has no business here. At least he's spreading around his annoyance equally, I guess. He's not specifically coming after OP. That's a low bar, but yeah, that's the most I could say for him. Towards the end of the spring semester, James came in for another chat. This time he decided on a rather controversial topic, which was this generation and working. Oh God, he's a boomer. He's a boomer in a 24-year-old man's body, and I don't know what's going on anymore. While I was actively at work, working multiple jobs to cover my expenses, and receiving almost no financial support from my family, much less emotional support, yeah, I can see how that's just the slightest bit insulting. Did you relay any of that to James? I think this is why I just don't fit in a customer service role, okay? I can't keep my mouth shut. I will let you have both barrels. If I get written up, fired, whatever, do what you gotta do. I can't listen to this for another minute. As James continued to complain about how no one in my generation wants to work anymore, I decided to point out some of the reasons why using my own experience. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go, let him have it. Things such as crappy pay, crappy treatment, wanting to improve on mental health or enjoy the last bit of freedom that they'll have, or as in my case, not wanting to be harassed at work. That's a different story. James, as a straight white male, told me that being sexually harassed at work was easy, and I should try manual labor in comparison. Oh my God, here we go. The Oppression Olympics are on, everybody. Are you kidding me right now? I do lean towards manual labor being easily, nobody should be harassed at work. But come on, do we really have to drag race and gender into it? I am all for race and gender as a descriptor, to be clear, but here it seems specifically derogatory, and I ain't gonna sign off on that, OP. Get out of here! You shouldn't have to be harassed, but I don't much like the way that you phrased it. And did James stop there? Of course not. James decided to move on to another topic about poor teachers and how they just give kids an iPad and don't teach. What? What school is this? I explained how that was incorrect, but he insisted that things were better back in the 60s. Are you sure? You weren't even alive. What are you talking about? Jokingly, I responded with, "Oh yeah, that way they could beat their lessons into kids instead. Much more effective as well as traumatic." Oh my god, you guys are both making these false equivalencies and it's driving me crazy. I'm gonna power through. Because we're almost done, but I'm not liking it. James tells me that beating and hitting children isn't traumatic. Oh my god, dude. Citation needed. I decide to tell him that after surviving 15 years of abuse and pursuing a psychology major, it is. Yeah, you don't really need to experience it or have a major in it to decipher that it is. James is just objectively an he still insists that I'm wrong and proceeds to change the subject back to how nobody wants to work. James, leave my office right now, okay? I don't have time for this roundy round. If you're gonna make a point, which I know you aren't, then make it and get out. Did it get better? Well, no, of course not, but it did get so stupidly insane that it became humorous. This is a graduating senior who still lives at home with the full support of his parents, tells me that he worked 3 full-time jobs while attending university at one point. 40 hours a day. Yeah, you heard that right. There are now 40 hours in a day. Oh my god, we've got so much time for activities. This is great, you guys. Let's double up on the ReddX uploads every single day. We got them. Unfortunately, I don't know that James is the most reliable narrator. We're gonna have to check with Google. Oh, look at that, still 24 hours. Shame. I really had a lot of possibilities in my mind, but oh well. Before you ask, I did point out that there are only 24 hours in a day, making that impossible. But convinced that I was wrong, he continued to insist that it was possible to work 40 hours in a day if you bridged the gaps right. What?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Like you're working 2 jobs at the same time? I guess it is, but no. James, just stop. Quit while you're only pathetically behind. This is so weird, man. The only reason that this man made it through college is because he was cheating off of other students throughout every single class. During the single class that we shared, James needed help with every assignment that we were given. And if you showed him an example of what you did for yours, he would want to take pictures of it. Just give me an example, and I need a picture so I can replicate the sample. Like 100%? You're not gonna change anything? We're both gonna get in trouble, James. He also asked to take pictures of graded tests on Canvas so he could use the answers to fill out his own test correctly. You're not learning anything though. Like, why bother going to school? I guess just to get the piece of paper at the end. During group projects, James would help out, and that would result in the rest of the group spending several hours redoing everything that he did to try and minimize the damage. This man had me do slides for him on the group project, and he genuinely did not know what he was presenting to our class of 60 students for our final project. Yeah, he's skating, man. And the sad part is y'all let him get away with it. This school has failed James. James is gonna go to that new job with a fancy degree, and he's gonna show his whole ass to all his coworkers and everything, and that school will be a laughingstock at that job from now on. Anybody else comes in with a degree from this school, it's like, nah, that's pay to win. We're not hiring that guy. James was also that same person that poorly attempted to steal my ideas and present them as his own, and he was caught every single time. Yeah, but what's the repercussion for that? Nothing? Slap on the wrist? Hey, don't do that. Hey, these are awfully similar. Maybe. I don't care. I don't get paid enough. The whole school has failed him. Yes, he failed himself, but I don't know, man. My mind is just blown. You think the education system would get a little bit better during college, but apparently not this college. And yet, somehow, after $80,000 spent, 4 years worth of education, 24 years on planet Earth, with his graduation ceremony in only a single week, James still genuinely believes that there are 40 hours in a day. Can you count them off for me? Start at midnight and count all the way up to noon, and that's 12, right? And then count from noon to midnight again, and that's 12, right? So where are we getting all this extra time? Oh no, this whole thing seems really terrible. No Child Left Behind 100% strikes again, okay? I dropped out of college after one semester, but at least the college was decent, you know what I mean? They cared if you cheated on tests, if you didn't participate in group projects. This is just mind-blowing to me. You can just pay your way to a degree, and nobody's gonna ask any questions. Like I said, this is going to reflect back on the college as a whole once James enters the job market, okay? He might even think that there's more than 40 hours in a day, since 40 hours was just the time in the day that he was working. Is he talking about overlapping? Because even with 3 jobs, 8 hours each, that's 24 hours. You still got like another 16 hours. Where is all the time? Maybe he had 5 jobs. He just worked all 5 jobs for 8 hours. There you go. Here's my 40-hour work week in one day. I don't know what's going on, man. You should just go to University of Phoenix. It's already a joke. Just buy your degree online. It's gonna be fine. I don't mean to dunk on University of Phoenix. I'm sure there's somebody in the comments like, ReddX, what the No, it's fine. It's fine, okay? Just don't be a James, and you're gonna be great. Anyways, let's move on into the next story before I get myself in too much trouble. Husband drank from moldy camelback. Man, camelbacks are so cool. The problem is, yeah, you can't really see what's in it. You kind of just have to trust that that water is fresh and delicious. Or if you're like Sir Sam, you put sweet tea into your camelback. Y'all remember that? Ah! That's a throwback from like the early days of the channel. Anyways, not sure if this is the right place to post, but I think my husband is an idiot. Oh my God, it's those mom life comics vibes right now. I'm not gonna jump on it too quick. She's gonna tell everybody how she didn't eat the last peach, and I am not going to give her a standing ovation, all right? My husband has this camelback for whenever he does any camping and or exercise. It's a typical one with the holder and the hose and the bladder. He hasn't washed it in the whole 3 years that he's had it. Yeah, maybe he is an idiot though. He's like, I put fresh water in it. It's got to be clean. It's like, yeah, but what about the residual water that was in there? Okay, well, I am firmly off of the husband's side now. He does change out the water, but other than that, he just leaves the camelback sitting in the room after he's done with it. He finally got a new one. I assume because it tasted bad. He didn't really say why he wanted a new one. So yeah, he recently replaced it. I had just got a cleaner for him on Amazon so I could clean it because he wants to be able to use both of them. Bro, double camelbacks? One for each arm? I'm gonna be so hydrated! I let it soak in the solution overnight. At first, there were like chunks floating around in the water. I emptied it and started to clean it, just watching the chunks of mold flow by. Yeah, that is in his body now. This is so not good, man. I thought that was the worst of it. Every piece had some kind of mold on it. I go to clean out the tube and It really just looks like someone had shoved mud inside of it, and I had to pass it through like 5 or 6 times. I'm really debating about just throwing it away, because some of it, even after cleaning, looks like it won't come out. The thing that gets me is my husband has been drinking out of this. He's never once gotten sick from it or said anything about it tasting weird. Mold is like bad to drink, isn't it? How has he not gotten sick? I can't believe that he isn't more grossed out about this. Honestly, yeah, probably just throw it away. That's not worth saving, okay? How much is a new Camelback? Like 30, 40 bucks or something like that? Your hospital bill is gonna cost way more than that. Is it bad to drink mold? Not every type of mold, but yeah, you probably don't want to test it. It will wear down your immune system bit by bit. I bet this guy's just working on his immune system. That's what it is. He's like, if I drink enough mold, then I can eat absolutely anything without it affecting me in any way whatsoever, right? He's just practicing up. Like those dudes that get bit by rattlesnakes and don't have to take an antivenom because they got bit by rattlesnakes so many times. Yeah, that's what's going on here, I'm pretty sure. To me, it seems like there's also like a communication barrier between you and your husband that possibly needs to get looked at. Like the Camelback is a problem, but I don't think it's the genesis of this problem. Ask him why he wants a new Camelback. Share with him that he needs to clean it out at certain points, you know? It probably feels like that's something that doesn't need to be stated at all, but also, why not just make sure that it is something that he definitely knows? Maybe he's actually a genius. Maybe he's back there making his own penicillin and just microdosing it from day to day. It's a conversation that should definitely be had. He's working on his +3 constitution from this, I'm pretty sure. It might be weird, it might be disgusting, he also might be a genius. I can't really say quite yet. That's about all I got to say about this one. We'll move on into the third story. How I found out that I was dating my sister's boyfriend. Oh yeah, that old chestnut. Who hasn't been there a time or two, am I right? God. I met a guy on Omegle. I was 12 and he said he was 13. Y'all just babies. Stay off the internet, babies, okay? I can't have any of this. So I decided to keep texting him. And he was funny and caring. And then he asked for my Snapchat, so I gave it to him. And we started talking on Snapchat every single day. After a week, he asked to be my boyfriend, and I said yes. Yeah, because y'all 12 and 13 years old, you don't even know what that means. Do you want to be my girlfriend? Yeah, sure, whatever. Maybe we'll hold hands on the way to class. Is that too far? Is that too much? These kids got no idea what's going on. Then again, kids today built different, I'm gonna tell you that. Jesus. The things that they'd probably seen at 12 years old would make 15-year-old me blush. Anyways, the problem was that we were in 2 different continents, so we couldn't even see each other. And I was uncomfortable doing video calls because I was insecure. Yeah, at least he's your boyfriend. On paper. We gotta send cute memes back and forth to make it official. Yeah, that's the most official kind of official. After 2 months in our relationship, my sister told me that she had a boyfriend for the past 2 years, and she said he wants to meet me and we'll all go out for lunch. Well, I met the guy. He was handsome. While at lunch, I got a text from my boyfriend telling me he got cancer and figured that we should break up before he dies. I said, okay.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Is this not the most little kid stuff that you've ever heard? Hey, I got cancer. We gotta break up. I'm gonna be dead in 6 months. I'm dying, bro. For real? Are you for real? This is the worst thing I've ever seen. Oh my god. So yeah, I said okay, but we still agreed to date again if he survived. I can't breathe, bro. This is the dumbest thing ever. Oh, back to lunch. I took some pictures of myself from my sister's boyfriend's phone, and I wanted to send them to myself, and that's when I realized that him and I were already friends, and realized that I had been dating a 23-year-old man. Bum, bum, bum! that part's not even really funny. I'm still coming down off the cancer thing, honestly. And I wasn't the only one he was talking to. Plus, he totally lied that he got cancer, and I never told my sister about this. Bro, I don't know. This post is giving me cancer. This I guess the biggest question that I have is like, who is the idiot supposed to be in this story? I mean, I hate to come at a 12-year-old, you know what I mean, and be like, this story's horrible and dumb, but it is. This was picked out for me by the writing research. I'm not gonna throw you guys under the bus in the video, but come on, who picked this one out? I mean, I hate to come at a 12. She's supposed to be naive, okay? She's a 12-year-old little girl. She was basically victimized by a 23-year-old man. Whether he knew that that was his girlfriend's sister or not is really super inconsequential in this case. I would say that that guy needs to go against the wall, okay? This is horrible. This is definitely not the kind of thing that I was expecting to get into when I dove into Stories About Idiots, but yeah, there it is, I guess. I mean, cringe is cringe, and with this simple paragraph, my God, were we feasting, but I gotta move on from it now. I can't let this live rent-free in my head any longer. So goodbye! Stay off Omegle. Child, what are you doing? I tricked myself. Yeah, I do that too sometimes. I'm looking for my phone with the flashlight on my phone, you know? And everybody's like, hey, where was your phone? Yeah, exactly. I just tricked my overthinking brain into making a sandwich after being hungry for a while, but not eating because I didn't want to go to so much trouble to make a sandwich or something. Oh yeah, that's 5 minutes out of my day taking care of my dietary needs. How am I ever gonna get that 5 minutes back? I was just like, fine, I'll just eat some tuna straight from the can. Whoa, you're a mess. Why are you gonna do that? Is it that hard to throw it in a bowl and mayonnaise it up and maybe cut some celery in there? But then, as I was opening the can, I was like, hey, you know how I could eat this without having to get a fork dirty? Put some of that bread there. And then as I dumped the tuna on the bread, I decided it needed mustard, because, yeah, that's super easy. And then the mayo was right next to the mustard in the fridge, so I got that too, and boom! Surprise sandwich! I outwitted myself. I know it's not really a big deal, but I was excited, so I thought that I would internet it. I mean, to be fair, our brains move in mysterious ways. Your stomach knew that it wanted that bread, and it was just going in like a roundabout way to get you to eat it, because, I don't know, I guess you were feeling that lazy. Like, this is a new level of laziness, man. I'm a pretty lazy dude, but like making a sandwich? Come on! Literally 3 to 5 minutes out of your day to satisfy that rumbly and your tumbly, you know? You gotta do better. You gotta do better. Although, I am kind of with this dude because he's like, you know, I don't need no stinking cutting boards. And I totally feel that. I hate cutting boards, bro. Especially you color code them. Get that out of here. I don't even want to talk about it. That's a flashback to the laziest Neckbeard saga. Wow. We're having a lot of flashbacks in this little experimental subreddit. There's part of me that enjoys it. There's part of me that thinks that it's really inconsequential and we should have just done stories about Kevin. But you let me know what you think in the comments and we'll move on to the next one. I became a murderer at 7 years old. Oh my God, that's edgy. Totally not clickbait, okay? Viral prank in the hood, gone wild, something like that. You won't believe what happens. When I was young, probably about 7, we got 2 hamsters, Ferg and Newport. You named a hamster after some cigarettes? Y'all smoke Newports out there? Don't do that. The cigarettes are bad for you. But if I did start again, why not some Newports, right? Newport wouldn't stop escaping and popping babies and then committing familial relations. So yeah, we had an entire army, even though most of the babies would die because Newport would throw them off the table out of the enclosure. And that's parenting. I'm sure there's not a parent out there that wouldn't like to do that at some point, but hamsters, they got the nuts to really do it. They don't care. They know they're not going to go to jail. Their whole life is in jail, essentially, already. So why not, right? It was pretty traumatizing when I would wake up to a puddle of dead babies every morning. A puddle? Bro, like they liquidated upon hitting the floor? I don't think that's true. I think you try to be we could just say pile, right? They probably just ended up in a little pile. Just imagine waking up at 7 years old to make a bowl of cereal and finding a mountain of cold, dead, nude babies on your pantry floor. Yeah, I had hamsters once or twice. I remember that they are pretty sensitive to the cold. I think I left the window open in my room one day and we had 2 hamsters freeze to death. Like, it was just a slightly cold day. I should have bought them a heat lamp or something, but then they probably would have gotten cooked. Really, I shouldn't have been in charge of sentient beings when I was a child. Neither should this 7-year-old, to be completely fair. Anyways, on to how I became a slayer of hamsters. Although Newport had a great love for boning, she did not have a great love for me. I was young, and I always wanted to hold her, so one day, I improvised. I picked her up, and I didn't get bit. I was very proud. So with that proud look on my face, I went to show my mother, who was laying on the couch, watching Law and Order. Get out of here, Mama's gotta watch her stories. Apparently, I was too stupid to realize that when I picked Newport up in the way that I did, I broke her neck. Oh my God. I guess the adrenaline got to you. You were scared to get bit and stuff like that, so you're like, come here. You ain't biting me today, crack. And she didn't bite you that day. Congratulations, question mark. I showed Newport's crippled, dead body to my mom, and she said, put her back here, she looks tired. And I did so, and the next morning my mother told me that Newport had escaped. I am now 15 writing this story, and I truly did think that she ran away until just now. I guess that is the good thing about kids owning pets. You learn about life and death relatively early. If you're ever out there smoking Newports, don't snap off that filter tip, all right? That is there for your safety. But OP, apparently at 7 years old, she just loved Newports. She couldn't help herself. I thought this would be like an act of vengeance on behalf of all those hamster babies, but it wasn't at all. She's just a nervous kid snatching up a hamster trying not to get bit. And yeah, hamsters are super sensitive, bro. It's another post by like a really young kid. I don't expect to see like any revelations or anything that's gonna blow my mind, but it's a relatively interesting story, I guess. It is really sad too that the mom just really doesn't even care. She's like, oh look, the hamster's dead. Go put him back. Let mama finish watching her stories. Yeah, priorities. Then again, you didn't freak the kid out. Maybe it was the right thing to do, but based on 2 paragraphs, yeah, maybe pay more attention to what your kids are doing with their pets. 7 years old, that's way too young to be around small animals unsupervised. I feel bad for the hamster, honestly. Hamsters can be good, you know? You just gotta teach them that you're not there to kill them. I used to do it by putting on a gardening glove, and then I'd hold them enough with the glove on, because they bite the glove, but they can't bite through it, so you don't flinch away, so they think it doesn't do anything. And then you take the glove off, and the hamster's cool. He's like, if I bite you, you know, it's not gonna work, and you're not gonna kill me anyways, right? And then me and Rock John were best friends. That was the name of my hamster, at least the one that lived the longest. Rock John. I just had a core memory unlocked. So maybe this story did have more of an effect on me than I initially thought. Not too bad. We'll jump on into one more and then I'll get out of here for the day. We'll see how it goes. I'm from Norway. This American girl asked me a few questions once. Oh, here we go with the American school system. Everybody make way. Stand back for a minute. Oh my God. Question 1. Are there polar bears in Norway? Well, not that bad of a question since there technically are. They're just not anywhere near the mainland. Wow, I didn't know that actually. Initially, I would think that's a pretty dumb question, but she nailed it. Congratulations. Let's see if the streak continues. Question 2. Are there computers in Norway? Yes? What? What did you think the answer to that was gonna be? No, what's a computer? I don't know what you're talking about. That's probably how I would have played it, honestly. Just make her think for the rest of her life that Norway has no idea what computers are. Question 3. Does Norway have the same problem with Vikings as America has with black people? Oh, God. I didn't really know how to respond to that one. What? Wow. It's not painting Americans in a great light, is it? Oh my God, dude. This is 0 to 100 in in one sentence. Everything was going fine. I mean, not fine, but as good as could be expected right up until the end. And then it just shot me right in the gut. Wow, bro. That's the post that I picked. That's the top rated post from r/StoriesAboutIdiots. I guess it is what it is. I hope you'll take all of this with a grain of salt, Norwegian friend. This girl doesn't represent most Americans. She's only representing herself, okay? We really went out with a bang at the end there, did we not? I didn't expect it to be what it was, but okay, there it is. I hope that you enjoyed this episode, at least somewhat, a little bit, definitely a deviation from what we normally do. Kind of a throwback to the early days of the channels where we had a lot of OPs that couldn't really construct a proper sentence. Isn't that refreshing? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Share the video around if you are able. I'd appreciate that. All kinds of plugs, playlists, podcasts down in the description. Spotify, iTunes, Teespring if you're trying to rock that merch. I mentioned we did live stream this whole thing over on Twitch. We've also got Twitter, Discord, Facebook if you want to come through and say hello. I might even answer. We've got channel members, gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous patrons out there. Just doing the most to keep the channel afloat, and I'd like to thank them as I do every episode very much, so a thank you to Train Boy, AJ Collins, Tiny Boy, Tooth Plushy, Valley Eye Crane, Corey Arts, Kelly Clark, Bedazzle Misery, Liquor Lush Loser, Florantic Waver, Dungeon Bat, Billy D, Robert Waits, Carrie Sepulveda, Brandon Ashbrow, John Endors, Phantom Danica, Orgame Steve, Skylar May Amara, The Gypsy Barber, Fire Drake, Samantha, Death's Flagship, Bearded Snake, and Buy Two Get One Hand. Swapping over to Patreon, we got Ms. Black, Dark Luscious, Harley Ho, and Robert Waits, again, Wild Double Dipper, Camille Sarah, Chancellor Blue Kraken, Roxanne Wolf, Sim Jerry, Conrad, Ingy, Captain Clown Jerry, Ellipses, Aaron Jerry, Deku, Esteban, For All Blank Side, Michael Shambliss, Orgame Steve, P-Top with a bag of marbles from downtown, Jerry, Beg for Forgiveness, Santa Jerry, Silent Revolver, PCP, Fluxer, The Jerry of Industry, The Original Jerry, Ravencraft, Tick Jerry, Destiny Piper, Jerry Kitsune, Salty Wizard, 211 Jerry, The Two Jerrys, Very Tired Jerry, Justy Jargonian Jerry, and Frank Barry. Ain't that hiding bitch though? Assassin Bug Jerry, Aurora Wildheart, Moon Baron, Baby Jerry, Bailey Joy, Bearded Jerry, Benji and the Jets, Billy D, Bitch Gremlin, Blade Hero, Bronze Cracker, Catholic Jerry, Commander J Tank, Dennis Dayton, Dr. Lux, Aaron Era, E-Sparks, Rose Number Studios, Fire Drink, Get to at the Doodles, also commissions open, hey, Hadrian BR, I'm Slim Jerry, I'm the real Jerry, Inquisitor Jerry, Irish Pirate, Iron Olive, Irradiated Jam, JM Coon, Jerry Smith, Jerry Blacktail, Jerry Owl, Mother Trucker, Jerry Mile was a bullfrog, John Hero, Crewhee, Kelly Kraken, Lady Awakening, Legit Maker, Miss Monday, Lord Jerry-O, Luke Vex was a race car driver, he was a good friend of mine, never did win that checkered flag, but I helped him drink his wine, something like that. Like and subscribe, Moldy Dicks, Melgar the Destroyer, Metal Factor, Needless King 89, Paragon Soul, Phantom of the Pines, Jerrykins, and Jerry Beth, Queens, Quaaludes, and Quagmires, Ramtide, Lacramates, Rose, Jerry Miller, Sarita the Lolita, Sassy Octopus, Scarlet Kevin, Start to Get Caught, Bringer of the Law, Silo Whip, Steampunk Ellie, Stephanie Goodner, Synaptic Boomstick, Brilliant Tomago, Tabby Blue, the Gypsy Barber, Italian Greyhound Dino, the Lilith Who, Drew Fusky, trying to find a mob to get back to the real world. You probably don't want to blow into that balloon, not so stinky. Vanguard Angel, Victor Cordero, Viking Jerry, Void the Common Destroyer, Wig Attack, Zephyr, the Gargoyle or Clay, Void Scent Collector of Cringe, Comored Mooney, Kira, not another Jerry, but he is though. Cage Alex 9, Redwind, Not the Viper, Saints Blessing, Third Stuff, Venom Jerry, Wasabi Jerry, Jace Richardson, One Leg Jerry, the Neckbeard Hunter, a normal Jerry holds up a giant bag of popcorn. I promise snacks that I'll share. Thank you so much. I will partake. Admiral T Tank, Emerald Alder, another stupid hipster, Atomic Jerry Zilla, Bartender Keely, Big Dad Wolf, Blueberry and Apple Pie, Broken Spine Horseradish, the original different Jerry, that's Cake Jerry, Calvin Jerry Girl, Shepherd 7 Lock, Chikara the Panda, Corey the Art, sometimes, Cowabunga Cody, Cryptides, Stephon Jerry, Neptune, Dilf Jerry, Dopamine Dane Jerry, is Dwarfy Dude, Dose of Alpha, Greymon 365, Ignat, Hydra Jerry, Solman, Janitor Jerry, Jasmine, Jeffrey, Gerald of Arabia, Jerry and Tom versus Happy New Year's, Wave the Apocalypse, Jerry, both 2 S's and an E, Jerry Springer, the results are in, you are not the Neckbeard, Jerry the Sussy Baka, Jerry's mom has got it going on, Jerry Older Rivera, Jerry Rockstars, Jerry Roleplaying Game, Keaton Tails, Kid Marvelous, Kids Again, Lucia Lovecraft, Machia CD, maybe next time, Milk Fed Get Miss Duchess, Mr. Gas Mask, Not Invisible Angel, Rap Dark, Seldom Dark, She's my Jerry Pie, Skymar Ravenswood, Smegma Bale, Grind Set Jerry, Get that cheese, Snary, that's Snob Jerry, Spooky the Rogue, Spoopy Scary Jerry Ton, Techno Dubs, the original Jerry, to Infinite Jerry and Beyond, Unkale, throws 2 Liter Mountain Dew, Grow by Neckbeard, grow, it's Jerry time, holds ReddX Morpher, Hygiene, it's Jerry time, holds ReddX Morpher, Humility, and thank you to my $1 patrons as well. Bless up to all the Jerrys and not Jerrys alike. Thank you guys. Thank you beyond thank you. If you can join them in supporting, that is absolutely huge. If you can't, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you coming on through, hanging out with me, and I hope that you come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you need to keep yourself safe out there, wash your hands, but also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoy today. Maybe like, I don't know, watch some more ReddX videos. How about it? Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.